I'm here with Joel Johnson, getting some tips on how we can be financial all-stars, and we're starting with the grandkids today.
Yeah, let's talk about what grandparents can teach their grandkids. We've got so many grandparents watching, and they actually sometimes are listened to better by the grandkids than the parents of the grandkids.
Right now, grandparents are smiling. They're saying, see, I do know something.
That's
after
right.
getting told by their kids they don't know anything. But really, you say teaching the grandkids can be a big thing because often our grandparents grew up with good money lessons. Number one, pay cash when possible by waiting. That is an old school way of doing things.
Yeah, talk to your grandkids about paying cash, about saving money, about waiting, not getting the cell phone today or whatever the newest thing is today, but actually waiting so you don't have to borrow money to get it. Because if you can set up this idea of saving, whether it's for 6 months or 1 year out, or saving for something and buying it with cash, that's going to carry into their 20s and 30s when people get into so much trouble with debt.
Okay, set priorities.
Set priorities. There are some things that are more important than others. Kids, a lot of times, especially teenagers, I've got 2 teenagers at home, they don't really want to listen to me. But when my dad, their grandfather comes into town, they'll listen to grandpa. So set priorities. Talk to your grandkids about setting priorities about what to save for and what's not that important. What seems so important today might not be important a year or 2 from now, and especially when it comes to purchases and things.
And it's hard. You can't get everything all at once.
Exactly.
All right, make it fun and enjoyable to save. How do you do that?
Well, let's have some contests. Let's have some games. If you have, again, my 2 kids that are still in the house, they kind of know what each other is saving in their bank account, so they get their allowance. One's a saver, one's not quite as much of a saver, and there's some lessons to be learned in that. So they could have little contests, they could have rewards for saving more money and so on. We have never bought our kids a car, but we've matched whatever they've saved. So then they learn about, yes, it's savings, it's fun to save. I'm looking forward to buying a car, and Dad's going to match it, but we don't just give them things.
Okay.
So make it fun.
There's the incentive. The more they save, the more they get a match. That's a good idea. All right, teach them the concept of earning interest versus paying interest.
Yes, people that are poor in retirement are many times poor because they paid interest all their lives. They always needed to borrow to buy a new car, always needed to buy maybe a house that was a little more than they can afford. Well, let's make sure those grandkids know that it's important to have some money in the bank or in a stock or in a bond fund or something where they're earning interest, where they're getting paid to save money. This is such a powerful concept, and I think it's forgotten in today's world. Yeah. Yes, the banks aren't paying very much interest, but they will again someday. But grandparents can teach their kids the value of earning interest when a dollar is saved.
Alrighty, thank you. Some good tips. Going back to the old-fashioned way to have some cash. Cash is king.
That's right.
Thank you, Joel Johnson, and all the information. If you have more questions, you can go to bettermoney@wfsb.com. Ask whatever question you want. Joel and your team, you'll be answering those personal questions for people.
Yeah, we'll answer every single email question that we get through bettermoney@wfsb.com.
All right, thank you so much.